Robin Peterson joins me live now on Sportuccino. It's not been a very good series for Sri Lanka, has it?
They've really struggled in South Africa. They've struggled in conditions, but they're a young team. They're trying to rebuild, so we can give them a little bit of leeway, going forward. But I think they'll be better for the experience.
So, what has made South Africa so good in this series?
I think a lot has happened in South African cricket in the last year. AB de Villiers not being there, the team actually having a culture camp, deciding how they're going to go forward, and that seems to have worked. So, a lot of things they're doing right, and they're starting to gain a little bit of momentum in terms of performances, and it's starting to show. Even though they lost yesterday, I think the general public is pretty happy with where they are with their cricket.
Everyone wants to be number one in the world. How close are they to it right now?
I think they're closer than they think they are. I think they're playing it down a little bit. They've got all the skills, they've got all the departments covered, so it's about growing as a team, and that's what they're starting to do at the moment. I think the next upcoming test series are going to be vital, so hopefully they can continue in the winning ways.
Who's been the star performer for you?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt, Rabada for me has been the shining light. He's been tremendous, a young man trying to stamp his authority in international cricket. For me, he's been the shining light of the group.
Fantastic. So, we've got this big game on Wednesday. We're expecting South Africa, yeah?
Well, I'm expecting South Africa to win. AB de Villiers coming back into the squad. He's just come back from his long layoff, so I still fancy them to win. I think conditions aren't going to suit Sri Lanka as they did in Johannesburg, so I'm expecting a South African win on Wednesday.
We'll go into a bit more of that in more details in a few minutes, but I want to talk about you. You retired in November, that's right. How's your life been since?
I seem to be a lot busier since I've retired, so it's been quite enjoyable. What's not to enjoy when you retire and you get to see the sights of Cape Town? And normally I'd be practicing today, now I'm chilling with you in Camp Space, so it's fantastic. But very busy, getting into commentary, a little bit of business, and life's just been good.
What type of business?
Well, I'm in the EdTech space, gamification, trying to teach kids entrepreneurship skills. You can only do so much with a degree. You need different skill sets, and hopefully we can get our game into high schools with kids learning the basics of entrepreneurship. So that's where we're at the moment, and hopefully that can continue to grow.
Yeah, see, I have a massive finance degree. I'm doing this live on Sportuccino. Right? Well, what use is that for me? Talking about opportunities for kids and everything, and I want to talk a bit about the quota system in South Africa and everything like that. Are there enough opportunities for everyone in this country to become good at cricket and to become and represent South Africa?
I think now we're starting to sort of see the transformation process coming through. We look at Rabada, the Temba Bavumas, the Lungi and Gidis now. So eventually they're starting to come through now. So I think it's going to bear fruit. I think it took a lot of frustration for a lot of people over a number of years, but I think now with that patience that you're seeing these players come through. So I believe that it's starting to bear fruit now, and it's something that they needed to do in South African cricket.
Is there any other frustration though sometimes with players who feel that they're there because of the quota system, yet they actually also feel like we should be here on merit anyway?
I think that firstly, when someone gets selected for the Proteas, it's not to do because of the colour of their skin. It's got to do with performance and performances they delivered at domestic level. So performances is the criteria, but if you can give an opportunity to someone that maybe comes from a background where they didn't previously have the opportunity, I think that's fine. And that's what South African cricket has done, and now we're seeing the kids coming through. For me, I'm just excited to see the talent that's around.
And you mentioned business, you mentioned commentating. What about coaching? Any thoughts of that?
I am actually doing a little bit of coaching. I'm working with the under-19 teams. They're currently playing a series in South Africa against Zimbabwe and coincidentally Sri Lanka too. So that's been very good. There's really some good talent in South Africa, and I've really enjoyed it. It's something I didn't think I would enjoy as much as I have, but it's been great, and great to rub shoulders with these kids.
And commentating, how's that been?
Yeah, it's been a learning experience, a lot harder than I thought. I think sitting in a cricket changing room is a lot easier, but it's been fun. I got a different set of teammates now, and they've helped me along, and I've really enjoyed it. It keeps me in the game, and I really love doing it now.
Fantastic. Now, with your teammates representing South Africa, you've travelled the whole world, and not everywhere as chilled as here as Camp Bay and as beautiful. And you go to some pretty partisan crowds of India and Australia. You know, there's a lot of chirps going on and everything like that. What was the most, I don't want to say scary, but intimidating atmosphere you played in?
Well, I think anytime you play in Australia, for me, that's probably the most intimidating. I know India's got the large crowds and the noise factor, but I think the brutalness and the sort of, I would say, the aggressive nature of the Australian crowd, they're always in your face and intimidating. I think that to me was probably the toughest place to play.
But you can only get that with experience, right? There's no way you can ever replicate that.
No, you can't. You got to do it with experience. You can speak about it all you want in team meetings, but until you are faced with it, you never know how you're going to deal with it. And some players, they love it, other players don't, and that's a skill of international cricket, is be able to handle your emotions and try and keep it in check and just concentrate on the job at hand.
And of course, I've come all the way from England, you know, out of that freezing cold weather, thank goodness. 20 degrees here compared to playing football in -1 the other day, ridiculous. But of course, you spent some time playing for Derbyshire and for Surrey. Tell us about that experience. How much did you enjoy that?
I absolutely loved county cricket. Just the whole history of cricket in England, rubbing shoulders with certain England players, even the internationals that play on your team. I found it a great experience. Not flying to games, getting in a coach and driving to games. That was really good. And you know, the condition was so different, but I really enjoyed my experience at Surrey and at Derbyshire, and something I'll never forget. I'm still in touch with the people behind the scenes there, so it's friendships I forged that will last me forever.
You've had so many great moments in your career, being, I think it was the top wicket taker for South Africa at one of the World Cups, taking 6 wickets in a Perth Test. What is the one cricketing moment that stands out most for you?
You know, I don't have any personal achievements that I look back on. I always look back on the team performances. I think winning 2 Test series in England, that was really big, and winning 2 Test series in Australia, like a way the South African team has never done that since readmission, and I managed to be there, you know, in 2 occasions in Australia and England. So for me, I'll always hold that dear.
That's fantastic. Well, it's been really good to talk to you today, Robin. Really appreciate your time. Thank you for coming all the way to Camps Bay. Why don't, before you go, just tell us how we can follow you on Instagram, on Twitter, and all of that details.
Well, my handle is a little bit tougher to find. It's Robbie13Flair on Instagram and on Twitter. So
nice,
if you want to
I
follow
like
me,
the flair bit.
a long story, but
We've got time. We've got time.
No, I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to bore the fans.
We'll let people research that.
No, but that's where you can. That's where you can find me, and just keep abreast about what I'm doing, and as far as cricket's concerned, and yeah, it's just, you know, it's exciting.
And one last thing, I know you said you're doing commentary, you've got business ventures, doing a bit of coaching, but I hear you had a great time at the Michael Jackson concert the other day.
Yeah, bumped into a certain celebrity in Cape Town, Robin Adams. Yeah, it was good fun. Enjoyed it. Local boy doing the show, and it brought so many good memories back. To see the old MJ on stage and all the dance moves. So it was a lot of fun, and you know, it's always good to be in Cape Town with all the shows on at the moment.
I saw a fantastic video of everyone dancing to a bit of Bruno Mars.
Yeah, that was loads of fun.
Well, Robin, thank you so much for your time. Really good to speak to Robin Peterson here, the former South African cricketer. I think we can all agree we've learned a lot from him today.